Good morning, students. Hope you are going to be very much fine during this lockdown period. Stay at home and keep yourself fit and fine. Welcome you once again in this class of social studies. And a student in this class, I am going to discuss with you second chapter of political science federalism. As you know, in the first chapter, power sharing, we learned how power sharing is very important for our for the unity of any democratic country, for accommodating regional diversities and different type of diversities. Power sharing is very important. Now in second chapter, question arises, भाई पावर शेयरिंग कैसे करें और पावर शेयरिंग करने का सबसे जो अच्छा तरीका रहा, that is make our country federal state, apply federalism. And what is federalism? Federalism is a system in which power of government is divided among all different levels. These levels may be two and more than two. In our country, these levels are three. For local problems, for local issues, we form a one government, it is called local government. And other government is state government, that is the second level of government. At a top level, we are having central government. So these are three levels we are having in India: local government, state government, and central government. And power of government is divided among all three levels of government. This system is known as federalism. I think it is very much clear to you. Now question arises, क्या फेडरलिज्म के अलावा भी कोई दूसरा सिस्टम होता है? यस, डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री दो तरह के सिस्टम फॉलो करते हैं, एक यूनिटरी सिस्टम और एक होता है फेडरल सिस्टम. अब यूनिटरी सिस्टम में क्या होता है? यूनिटरी सिस्टम में देयर इज वन गवर्नमेंट ओनली, देयर आर लोकल गवर्नमेंट बट पावर्स आर नॉट गिवन टू state government not having freedom or autonomy. They only follow the whatever order given by the central government. They follow the orders given by central government. Central government is super powerful. They are not having freedom. They are not having power. Such system is called unitary system. And other than unitary system, some democratic countries are following, that is called federal system, where state government having some power. Now, central government given some power, freedom to state government. They are having autonomy. They rule in their state with freedom. So this is called federalism. Around 25 countries right now in all over the world approx having system of federalism. Okay, federalism, what are the features? This is very important question. There are 5 features you must write down. This may be a very important question. So many times it was asked in your board classes. So please remember features of federalism. Very important. First feature is that power of government is divided among all 2 or more levels. And by example, central government, state government, and local government. इसके बाद क्या होता है बच्चों? Now, various government, there are 3 governments, and one citizen is governed by 3 government. Must be there is conflict. Yes. So avoid this problem. Second feature you note down, our constitution. In constitution, powers and function of each level of government is clearly mentioned. Okay. Each kind of government, third feature, each level of government is having their jurisdiction, their working areas are fixed, their powers are fixed. So they work in their jurisdiction, their working area, there is no conflict. If other than that, sometimes conflict arises, then there is independent judiciary. So if some conflict arises among state government or central government or state government or local government, So to settle down their dispute, judiciary is there. Judiciary will settle down. Okay, government will work, but they need money. They need revenue. So each level of government is having their source of revenue clearly mentioned, clearly defined in constitution. Which government can impose which type of taxes, how they can manage their revenue. So there is no issue, there is no conflict over the finance. Most of the time in Indian reference of India, we can notice that most of the local government depending for their fund or revenue state government depending on central government. And very important thing, sometimes question arises in federalism, central government is more powerful, they can make the changes in the constitution, they can take the all power in their hand. No, it doesn't happen. It cannot happen. For rectifying, for making amendment in the constitution, they have to take the consent of state government or local government. So they cannot unilaterally can change the constitution or amend the constitution. So these are 5 features. Remember these. In this topic, in the first part of federalism, I explained to you what is federalism, types of federalism, unitary government and the federal government, and features of federalism. I'll come with the next part to explain with you this one more topic of federalism. See you again and keep safe yourself. Thank you very much. Hmm. ठीक है, क्या होगा? Now, student, hello, student. Now you are again welcome in the second part of the federalism. I have explained you in the previous part federalism, definition of federalism, unitary system, and federal system and features of federalism. Now I am going to discuss with you what makes India, what makes India a federal country. ये जानना बहुत जरूरी, कौन कौन सी ऐसी चीजें हैं हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जिससे हम कह सकते हैं कि हमारा कंट्री फेडरेशन है. देखिए स्टूडेंट, now our country, our constitution declared India as a union of state. Our country is a union of state. There are presently 28 states now we are having now, but did not in our constitution doesn't specify word federation. So Indian Union is based on the principle of federalism. Okay, so now India is now the most we can find out the features of federalism in India. It is applied. Our constitution provided there are two states of provisions of two kind of government in our constitution earlier, central government and state government. Later on, now one more level is added in 1992 by passing the Act of Panchayati Raj and Municipalities Act. After that, after 1992, there are three levels in. Okay, so there are powers of government are divided into three levels, as I told you in the definition of federalism. Our constitution has clear cut provisions about subjects. Each level of government has power to make the laws on the subject of different lists. There are provision of four kind of lists in our constitution. First is union list. On the subject of union list, those are the subject of national importance. Only central government can make laws on these subjects. There are subject of defense, foreign affairs, currency, atomic energy, banking, communications. All are the subject of national importance having in this union list, and union government have power to make laws on these subjects. In second list is state list, clearly defines this list contains the subject of state and local importance, subjects like police, local government, and trade and commerce, and agriculture, health, all are the subject of state list on which state government can make law. There is no conflict. Subjects are clearly defined, which make our country federal state. Now, congruent list. Now, third list. This has a subject which are common, congruent of both central government and state government. Congruent. Why it is called congruent is because both government can make laws. The state government as well as central government. But here are more power given to central government. If they own the same subject, both government, state and central government makes law, here is more power given to central government. Law made by central government, it will prevail. Okay. So we could say this is the power of uh, central government, right? So I'm now going to record for you people the second part of federalism, right, students? Now, congruent list I have explained to you. Congruent list having some of the subject on which in congruent list there are criminal and civil procedure, marriage, divorce, education, economic planning, trade union. These are the subject of congruent list on which both central government and state government can flow. And fourth list is residuary power, residuary subject. Now, those subjects which do not fall under any above three categories when the constitution was made. इसमें पुराना हमारा constitution बनाया था उस समय एक अलग से रेसिडुअरी लिस्ट हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर ने बना दी कि जो सब्जेक्ट इन तीनों लिस्ट में कवर नहीं हो रहे और नीड है उन पे लॉ बनाने की, तो वैसे उन सब्जेक्ट को हम रेसिडुअरी लिस्ट में रख देंगे. टाइम बिंग जब टाइम बनेगा हमारा लिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. तो कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर, these subjects came up after the independence. Now the constitution was made up, are put under the residuary subject which are on which union government can draw. तो ये सारे प्रोविजन हमें रखिए और ये लिस्ट होना, अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट होना इस बात को बताता है कि इंडिया एक फेडरल स्टेट है. इसके अलावा हम देखते हैं कि स्पेशल फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन फेडरेशन के कई सारे स्पेशल फीचर्स हैं. अगर मैं आपको काउंट करूं, पहला फीचर है बेटा कि हमारे यहाँ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज लिटिल बिट मोर पावरफुल देन द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ये थोड़ा सा जैसे कि हम बात करें मोर सब्जेक्ट एंड द लिस्ट ऑन द यूनियन लिस्ट और द नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट एज वेल एज द कॉन्ग्रेट लिस्ट सब्जेक्ट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैविंग मोर पावर. So we can say central government is more powerful than the state government. इसके अलावा बात करें कि हमारे यहाँ का जो फेडरेशन है, in a federation we have normally in a federation like USA we have seen there is a provision of dual citizenship. In America you are living in a state, so you are a citizen of a state as well as a citizen of यूनाइटेड स्टेट. वहाँ दो तरह की सिटीजनशिप आपको लेनी पड़ेगी, एक स्टेट की लेनी पड़ेगी और एक कंट्री की लेनी. लेकिन इंडिया में ऐसा नहीं है. वी आर ओनली हैविंग ए सिस्टम ऑफ सिंगल सिटीजनशिप. वी आर इंडियन, इवन वी आर लिविंग इन राजस्थान. इन राजस्थान वी आर लिविंग, लेकिन हमारी नागरिकता एक है, हमारे यहाँ सिंगल सिटीजनशिप है. ये थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है फेडरेशन. इसके अलावा हम देखिए बेटा, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया हैज मेड ए प्रोविजन फॉर इमरजेंसी पावर. बेटा इट स्पेसिफाइज सर्टेन कंडीशन अंडर विच एन इमरजेंसी कैन बी डिक्लेयर्ड. ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैज बीन गिवन मोर पावर देन द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. Here is also emergency power the central government is having. So I am telling you right from beginning, in Indian Federation we are having ज्यादा पावर्स किसके पास है? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास. इसके अलावा हम देख रहे हैं बेटा, द गवर्नर ऑफ ए स्टेट हैज अ पावर टू रिकमेंड डिसमिसल ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, द डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ असेंबली. So the governor has also the power to reserve a bill passed by the state legislature for the assent of president. तो ये एक और पावर है जहां पर दिखता है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ज्यादा पावरफुल है. ऑल दिस प्रोविजंस लाइक स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, कॉमन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, सिंगल सिटीजनशिप, इमरजेंसी प्रोविजंस, ये सब बनाते हैं reflect the unitary spirit of the constitution, but the constitution makers kept in view हमारे constitution makers ने एक व्यू हमारे पास रखा कि gave us a mixture of federal and unitary type of government. It reflects the need of securing the unity and integrity of nation. हमारे constitutions बड़े विजनरी थे. उन्होंने फेडरल के भी कुछ अच्छी चीजें ली, यूनिटरी सिस्टम की भी ली, और यहाँ थोड़ा सा दूसरे देशों के फेडरेशन या दूसरे फेडरेशन के कंपैरिजन में सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को इंडिया में थोड़ा ज्यादा पावरफुल बनाया गया है. और इस तरीके से इंटीग्रिटी को देखते हुए, अकोमोडेशन ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी को देखते हुए, इस तरीके से हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को डिजाइन किया गया है. तो स्टूडेंट, Here I have completed the second part of federalism. Hope this thing is very much clear to all of you. Thank you very much in this second part.